In this lesson, we're going to begin creating an additional expression for our 2D avatar. So let's go ahead and get started. So in the previous lesson, we explored how we could color our line work for our two-dimensional avatar, and we added some final touches such as these lenses here for our base expression, which is basically what we've been creating these past lessons. And so zooming out once again, we can see our base expression avatar, and it turned out great. So what we'd like to do is explore adding an additional expression and how we can do that by reusing a majority of all of this information that we've explored creating for this avatar in the previous lessons. Now, as I mentioned in that first lesson, most 2D avatars have a variety of expressions that either can be cycled through automatically or controlled by the user. Ultimately, it depends on the platform in which your avatar has been incorporated into. And so we're going to go ahead and begin creating this additional expression, and you'll notice that I've created a new folder over here in our layers panel, which I've called Expression Shocked. Now again, we want to reuse a lot of the information that we have in our base expression folder, and so we're going to basically merge a few things, copy some things over into our new folder. So just going down here to the bottom, the first thing I want to focus on is all of our color information that we have. Now, I want to leave all of these layers individual in my base expression folder here, just in case I ever have to come back and make any kind of modification to any one of these in the future. But for our new shocked expression, we can go ahead and merge those layers together and drop them into that folder. It's safe to do that, I think. So if we're going to make a merge copy, we want to make sure that nothing else gets included in that merge copy. So I'm unchecking the visibility of anything I don't want included. I just want to focus on this color information down here. So to make a merge copy, we're just going to hold down Shift, Control, Alt, and E. And this basically makes our merged copy layer. And so I'm just going to call this Shocked Color. And what we can do is basically drag this up into our Expression Shocked folder. If we expand that, we can see that we've got that in there. And I'm also going to want to bring over my line work. And I'm not going to really worry about the black line work. We'll leave that down in the base expression folder for the time being. And we'll bring up our line work color. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this layer. And I'm going to go ahead and just call this, I think, shocked line work might be appropriate. Very well. And I'll just go ahead and drag that up into my expression shocked folder. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and hide the visibility of our base expression folder. We can even turn on that background if we want to. And now we're ready to really begin creating this additional expression. Now, one thing I just forgot to bring over to do this is that sketch for our shocked expression that we made way back in the first two lessons. So I'm just going to drag that layer up into our expression shocked folder, and we're going to explore how we can use that to create our additional expression. So let's go ahead and hide the visibility again of our base expression folder. And we're going to go ahead and hide the visibility of our shocked color layer and turning on the visibility for our sketch shocked layer. So we're going to basically use this sketch of our shocked expression and use it as the blueprint to modify our line work for our new expression. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is create a little bit of contrast so I can just see what I'm doing over here on my canvas. Right now, it's really hard to tell what's going on. So on my sketch shock layer, let's go ahead and take the opacity way down. That's a lot better. Now I can tell what's going on. And so I'm looking at some different areas here of my shocked line work color that I want to modify and make it match that sketch underneath. So let's go ahead and grab our brush tool, and I'm just going to double check and see how things are looking in my brush panel. And I may want to turn on transfer for my line work. And let's go ahead and start with this entire mouth area right here. And so again, for that shocked expression, we kind of have this really like oval shape going on for his mouth that really adds to that expression. And so I'm going to want to go ahead and begin erasing out a lot of this information that we had for that base expression. And so we're only going to be erasing out areas that we're going to change. Things like the nose, glasses, stuff like that. We don't need to redraw that. We've already got it. We've copied it over. And so this is just, you might find, a quick way to create an additional expression for your avatar. Alrighty. So we've got that erased. And we're going to also want to erase this information up here for the eyebrows as well. And those lines up in the forehead rather. It's just going over those, erasing those out. And we're also going to change the line work around the eyes. Back when I created that shocked expression, I modified the line work around the eyes just so we could show a little bit more white around those eyes. That way they'll register well at a small size, and we can definitely tell that they've been widened, adding to that shocked feeling of our geeky looking guy here. He's either lost something or he just saw a really pretty girl, but he is shocked. Alrighty, so we've got all the information erased that we need to with our line work. Now we can begin filling that in and replacing it with new line work. So I'm just going to shrink down my brush tip size accordingly, and I'm going to go ahead and sample from that color line work that I added in the previous lesson. So just adjusting my canvas here. Let's go ahead and come over, and using our sketch that we created towards the beginning of this course for our shocked expression, we just can go right over that. So I'm just kind of bringing these lines right down here just to show that the skin's being pulled down based off of his mouth being opened, giving us this kind of oval shape. So just real quickly kind of coming around. And again, just like I did when I added my line work the first time for our base expression, I'm not worried about the line work being absolutely pristine, absolutely perfect. I just want it to look cleaner than the sketch. Because some of those jagged little spots like right in here, that'll get lost when it's shrunken down. We just want it to look a lot cleaner. So that's feeling really nice. Let's go ahead and go down to this area down here, getting that line first, and then going down here to this chin area. Just coming around. And I may want to go ahead and sample this gray right here for the shirt, just kind of coming around there. Very good. And let's go ahead and focus on that eyebrow area up at the top. And for the eyebrows, I'll go ahead and just sample, go back to black there. And again, we've got his eyebrows coming up, furrowing that brow. That just adds to that whole shocked feel. And I'm going to want to ahead and go ahead and sample that skin color line work, or the line work I used for any of the skin areas for these wrinkles up here again. And for the eyes, if you recall in the previous lesson, we left the line work for that black. So I'm just widening these eyes a little bit. That way we can show a little more white when we begin filling in that color and adjusting it for our shocked expression. Very good. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom out. Now, one thing I just noticed is when I erased the line work around that mouth, I lost the color that I had on this line work layer. So let's go ahead and hide the visibility of our expression shocked folder. Let's go ahead and jump back into our base expression folder. And let's bring up our line work color, or go to our line work color layer. And let's go ahead and sample that color just really quickly. We'll close that folder, hide the visibility, jump back up to our expression shock folder. And I'm going to go ahead, just like I did in the previous previous lesson is isolate my shocked line work layer. May want to bring my brush size up some, and let's go ahead and color the line work around the mouth. That way we don't have it the same as the line work we have for the skin. And for the teeth, I think I left that black on our previous line work, so we'll go ahead and leave that black. And for the tongue, we'll have that the same as well as the line work around the lips. Alrighty, so we've got our line work for our new shocked expression in place. So what we want to do now in the next lesson is begin adjusting all of our color information, which I've just turned the visibility on for, to match our new line work for our shocked expression. So we'll see you then.